Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Is artificial lighting in marine environment. So what is this artificial lighting that they are talking about and how is it going to impact marine environment? This detail we must have to understand. Okay. Light pollution in marine environment. The impact of artificial lighting on land-based life. Okay, this is important. So already the impact of artificial lighting on land-based life, that is on humans, fireflies and birds, has been known for quite some time, but now recently researchers from USA has argued to consider light pollution's influence on coastal marine organisms also. So far terrestrial organisms, how are they going to get affected by this light pollution has already been studied, but now the study is based on how this light pollution is going to affect coastal marine organisms as well, which affects everything from whales to fishes to corals and planktons. Okay, so all organisms at different levels of the ocean are going to get affected because of this light pollution. Okay, and what is this artificial lighting? Artificial lighting refers to the lighting that is produced from artificial sources such as candles, fire and electricity. So anything which is not natural, like for example sunlight and moonlight and starlight, these are natural lights. Okay, but there are artificial light sources like candles, fire and electricity. These are the artificial light that they are talking about, and this is the one which causes light pollution. Okay, so let us further understand about this light pollution's impact on marine environment. Ecologists and biologists have long recognized the artificial light at night that can have adverse effects on health of humans and terrestrial wildlife, which we already saw. And the recent research is showing marine life is also sensitive to artificial light, like we saw, and it includes extremely low levels of light and also lights of certain wavelengths, particularly blue and green light. So marine organisms are very sensitive to blue and green light, which is important. And what is this marine light pollution? When artificial light is used excessively or poorly, so both the cases, either it is used excessively or it is used poorly, both is considered to be a pollution. It becomes a light pollution and it disrupts the natural pattern of wildlife in marine organisms. Okay, I mean in the marine ecosystem, which is contributing to increase in carbon dioxide in atmosphere. So how is this going to impact carbon dioxide's increase in atmosphere? Because we already saw in the previous slide that it is also going to affect planktons. Okay, planktons are actually considered to be carbon sinks. Okay, so when there is going to be an impact on planktons, then they acting as a carbon sink will get reduced. Thus carbon dioxide's emission in the atmosphere will not get sequestered. Okay, so that is how it is going to increase carbon dioxide's amount in atmosphere. Okay, next is scientists have found that these factual informations are very important from your exam point of view. Scientists found that 1.9 million square kilometer of the ocean experience biologically significant amount of artificial light pollution up to a depth of 1 meter. Okay, and this fact, it represents about 3% of the world's exclusive economic zone, which is important. More than that, significant areas of ocean are also seeing light exposure even to the depths of 10 meter, 20 meter and even more. And when we have very clear water, then the light at night can reach even the depths of more than 40 meters. So that is why it is important. So from the surface, from the mean surface level, it is going up to 40 meters level. Okay, so it is a matter of concern. What are the sources from which this light pollution is happening? First thing is coastal development. We have buildings, street lights, billboards, ports, docks, and we also have lighthouse which causes light pollution. Next is vessels. There are fishing vessels and merchant marine vessels, harbors, and offshore infrastructures like oil rigs. Okay, they are also causing light pollution. And some of the common types of artificial lights in marine environment are LED, fluorescent, metal halide, and plasma lamps. Okay, and of these, the white LEDs, they produce broad spectrum light. Okay, so white light has all the other colors. Okay, so it produces broad spectrum light that is sensed by wide range of organisms, and they have peak at short wavelengths. What are the two wavelengths? That is blue and green light, to which many marine organisms are particularly sensitive. So this point becomes very important from exam point of view. Okay, blue and green light are, to blue and green light, marine organisms are very sensitive. Next, the earth is getting artificially brighter at the rate of 2.2% per year. This is important. This fact is also important. So the earth is getting artificially brighter, which means we are using artificial lights, and its amount is increasing every year at the rate of 2.2%. And as a result of these bright lights, brighter nights, the impacts of artificial light at night, okay, that is Alan, artificial light at night, have become an increasing focus in terrestrial ecology. And how is it going to impact marine ecology? That we need to understand. And as per studies, non-natural light, okay, it increased the brightness of sky glow by 9.2 to 10% every year between the years 2011 and 2022. Okay, so what is sky glow here? When there is sky glow, then the visibility for astronomical observations becomes very dull. Okay, it won't be very clear to observe any astronomical observations. Okay. Next, research has shown that ALAN, that is artificial light at night, is a major form of anthropogenic pollution. So it is a form of pollution which affects wide range of biotic processes, which includes physiology, behavior, animal movement, species interaction, community structure, and it also impacts human reproduction and also animal reproduction. So this is how this artificial light at night is impacting human beings and animals in terrestrial ecosystem. Next, artificial lighting which affects marine ecosystem, that we need to understand. It actually disrupts normal cycles. Okay, so what is that normal cycle that they are talking about? They are talking about the hormonal cycle of marine species, and it also affects interspecies behavior and reproduction cycles of the marine organisms. Next, we can understand this with an illustration of what animal? Sea turtle, female sea turtle. So when they come to lay their eggs in the shore, then they find a spot which is quite dark and quiet, and it is without light. Actually, they tend to select such dark and quiet spots, but then due to artificial lighting, they may end up not coming to shore at all. Okay, so this is how it is going to impact. And even after they come and they hatch, their hatchlings head towards the inland lights instead of moonlight. Generally, the hatchlings head towards moonlight, but now the hatchlings are heading towards this inland artificial lights, and then they die of dehydration and starvation. Okay, so when they come towards the land, they die of dehydration and starvation. Okay, they actually must head towards the sea. We'll understand that from the picture. See, a turtle is heading towards artificial light. This must not happen, but this should happen. They should march towards the sea following sunlight or moonlight. Okay, so this is the normal behavior, but this is the changed behavior because of artificial lighting, which is causing a huge it is causing a huge impact on the lives of turtle. So this is the best example for light pollution's impact on marine environment. And what are the suggestions given here? Encouraging land-based lights out effort. Why? To help migration birds that are drawn to light at night. Okay, there are certain migration birds which are drawn to light at night. That should not happen. Hence, land-based lightouts effort has to be taken, and it will also benefit marine ecosystem near coastal cities. Next, increasing usage of red light. Okay, they are suggesting to use red light in coastal areas. Why? Red light is having the longest wavelength in the visible spectrum and it does not penetrate as far as into the water. Such points are very important from your exam point of view. Okay, such statements can be directly asked in your prelims examination. That is, red light, which is having the longest wavelength in the visible spectrum, does not penetrate as far as into the water. Thus, they are suggesting to use red light in coastal areas. Okay, and putting up barriers to shield the coastline from artificial light. Okay, so these are the suggestions.